Hi guys, welcome back to Spelling and Word Study. My name is Mrs. Rhoades and I'm here to get you started on Unit 15, More Long E Vowel Teams. Please take a second to gather your materials. You will need your orange book, open to page 95. You will also need some colorful pens, markers, or crayons. Remember, whatever I mark on the board, you should be marking on your page. Please save room for a key as well. All right, so for the last few weeks, we have been learning about vowel teams. We know that when you put two letters together, two vowels together, they often make a long vowel sound. We learned about AY, which says A, AI, which says A, and then last week we looked at some common long E vowel teams like EE and EA in one syllable words. This week we are continuing with long E. I have a couple new combinations to show you, and I also want to show you some long E patterns that show up in two-syllable words. But let's start by reading our list. Please repeat after me. Agree, asleep, beetle, beneath, between, ceiling, deceive, eagle, easy, either, needle, people, receive, steeple, and weird. Hopefully you heard that E sound in each word. Okay, so let's choose a color and we're going to go through and break our two-syllable words into syllables, starting with agree. We'll slice it after the A. Asleep after the A. Beetle after the double E. Beneath after the E. Between after the E. Ceiling after the L. Deceive after the E. Eagle after the A. Easy after the A. Either after the I. Needle after the E. People after the O. Receive after the E. Steeple after the double E. And then weird is one syllable. So in our key, red line equals syllable break. Okay, now that we have put all those syllable breaks in there, it's going to be easier for us to find our vowel teams. So a pattern that we talked about last week was the double E. And we see that right here in the word agree and asleep and beetle, between and needle and steeple. All of these words have a double E vowel team. So we're going to write E, E, vowel team, and it makes a long E sound. Now I want you to notice the position. E can show up anywhere. At the end of a word, at the end of a syllable, in the middle of a syllable, at the beginning of a word. E can go anywhere. All right, let's choose another color. And this time let's find our EA in words like beneath, eagle, easy, and that's it. Okay, so just like the EE, EA is also very versatile. It can show up in lots of different places, at the beginning, the end, or the middle of a word. But that EA vowel team will also make a long E sound. All right, I have a new vowel team for you. This one is not as common as EE or EI, and it confuses a lot of spellers because it is the EI in sealing. Now we also have an IE pattern that makes that E sound. So some people get confused. They think, all right, should I use EI or IE? It might help you to notice that EI often shows up after a soft C. So we see it in sealing, we see it in deceive, there's that soft C, and we see it in receive. So that's helpful. But then we also see it in words like either and neither and weird. So I think you're just going to have to memorize these words and just get familiar with the pattern. But that green box represents an EI vowel team, which also makes a long E. Now there's one word that we didn't talk about yet, and it's right here, the word people. That EO is a pattern that we never see. I can't think of any word other than people that has that pattern. Whenever I try to spell this word, I think people, just to remind myself that I need to put that O in there to make the long E. So EO vowel team also makes a long E sound. Okay, so far this year, we have spent a lot of time talking about prefixes. We learned that the prefix miss means wrong, like if you misspell something, you spell it wrong. We learned that the prefix non means not, so if you take a non-stop flight, you're not stopping until you get to your destination. We learned the prefix un, which can mean not, as in unhappy, or it can mean do the opposite. So if you unzip your backpack, that's the opposite of zipping. We learned that the prefix in can mean inside, like you inhale. You bring air inside your lungs. And we learned that X, EX, can mean out. So when you exhale, you let the air out of your lungs. So we've spent a good amount of time talking about prefixes, but today I want to talk about suffixes. Suffixes are chunks that get added to the end of a word. And if you look at page 98, you'll notice that you're learning two suffixes today, the suffix full and the suffix less. So we could take the word fear, right? We know what fear means. It's a feeling, right? So if you are fearful, it means that you are full of fear right now. You're really scared or nervous. If you are fearless, that means you are feeling brave. You are feeling without fear. So full means full of, but notice there's only one L at the end. And less means without. So a person can be cheerful. When they're full of cheer, they're in a good mood. A shirt can be sleeveless. Like the shirt I'm wearing is sleeveless because it's without sleeves. So when you get to page 98, you will see a whole bunch of words. Most of them have long E in them. And you will need to add full or less. And then once you come up with those words, match them with their definition on the bottom of the page. All right, let's just see if I forgot anything. I don't think so. All right, so quickly, let's just go through our vocab, make sure we know what our words mean. So if you agree with someone, you're on the same page, okay? I agree with you. It means I like what you just said and I feel the same way. Asleep, you know. A beetle is a bug. Beneath means under. Between, I think you know. Ceiling would be the top of a room. To deceive someone is to trick them. So let's say your parents told you to go to bed, but you sneak downstairs to watch TV and you stuff a pillow under your blankets so that when your parents check on you, they think that that lump is really you. Well, you have just deceived them. You made them believe something that wasn't true. An eagle is a type of bird. Easy means the opposite of difficult or hard. Either means you have a choice. Like you can have either the pizza or the hamburger for lunch. Okay, so either is kind of like or. A needle is something you use to sew. So let's say a button falls off your shirt. Your parents might have some thread, and then they're going to use a sharp needle to poke that thread in and out of the fabric. We know what people are. To receive something means to get it. So maybe you receive gifts on your birthday. Maybe you receive a call from your school. A steeple would be, if you've ever seen a church, sometimes they have like a tower on top. Sometimes there's like a little cross. That tower is called the steeple. And then if something is weird, it means strange, like something weird is happening. All right, that's all I have for you now. Good luck, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.